first, and then sir, I'll come to you.
Carly. So my question is, for the families affected by the Planned Parenthood Colorado spring shooting, how would you argue that you are not partially responsible for inciting the shooter who used your rhetoric of, quote, no more baby parts?
You know, I don't expect anyone to agree with my position on life. What I do expect you to at least be open-minded about is that the American people have actually found common ground on this issue. The vast majority of the American people believe that abortion for any reason at all after 5 months is wrong. The vast majority of American people think that trafficking in body parts by a taxpayer-funded organization is wrong. And yes, indeed, that is happening. If you think it's not happening, then ask yourself why it is that Planned Parenthood said, we're not going to take compensation for this anymore. Honestly, I know it's a great soundbite, but remember when Gabby Giffords was shot and politicians rushed to say it was right-wing rhetoric? That was as wrong as your question is wrong. I'm not responsible. It's easy, divisive political fodder to try and close down conversation about points of view that you don't agree with. I'm sorry, I'm not responsible for a madman in Colorado any more than anyone here is responsible for a madman in South Carolina or a mad couple in San Bernardino. Women's health is really important, and we ought to be investing in it. But ask yourself this, objectively ask yourself this. Why is it that women's health centers don't get taxpayer funding? Why is it that pregnancy centers all across this country don't get taxpayer funding, and yet Planned Parenthood does? Why is it that only Planned Parenthood gets taxpayer funding, and Planned Parenthood spends millions of dollars each and every year helping to elect certain kinds of candidates? Whether you agree with me or not, in a President Fiorina budget, there will be no funding for Planned Parenthood, but there will be plenty of funding for women's health.